What I'm about to share with you represents one of the most closely guarded secrets in human history, a vibrational formula discovered by Thoth, the ancient Egyptian master of hidden realms, that holds the power to fundamentally restructure not just your personal energy field, but the very fabric of the reality you experience day by day. This secret lies embedded within what the ancients called the third universal law, the law of vibration. Everything you think, everything you feel, everything you emanate becomes a frequency wave that either attracts or repels the experiences that shape your world. But within this sacred law exist three hidden forces that, when properly understood and consciously activated, grant you genuine vibrational mastery over your existence. These three forces are the sacred flame of conscious will, pure love as the highest attainable frequency, and the living word as the bridge that transforms invisible intention into visible creation. Throughout this exploration, you'll discover how the energy emanating from your heart creates a torus field that connects you directly to universal consciousness. How the specific vibration of your spoken words literally restructures the environment surrounding you, and how your internal intention ignites the flame that realigns your entire existence with cosmic harmony. Together, we're going to penetrate the veil that separates surface appearances from underlying truth, revealing how Thoth understood that genuine power doesn't exist outside of you. It pulses quietly within, waiting patiently for you to remember how to awaken it. Picture yourself standing before an infinite source of pure light, brilliant, boundless, pulsing silently at the core of all existence. This light represents pure energy. It simply exists, available and present, without form or direction, existing as absolute potential waiting to be shaped. Now visualize this light beginning to pulse in different rhythms, sometimes gentle like a warm breeze, sometimes powerful like rolling thunder. It moves, it dances, it creates invisible patterns that ripple through space and time. In that moment, energy transforms from dormant potential into active vibration. It gains direction, tone, and intention. This distinction is subtle to casual observation, but crucial for anyone seeking to understand the true architecture of reality. Energy is what everything fundamentally is, but vibration is what determines what energy will become in your experience. If energy resembles a vast, silent ocean stretching to infinity, then vibration is the wind that moves across its surface, creating waves, currents, and movements that literally shape destinies. Without vibration, energy would remain dormant, a sleeping giant in the cosmic void. It's the vibrational pulse that awakens this giant and gives it purpose and direction. This represents the first truth that Thoth's ancient teachings invite us to recognize. Everyone possesses energy, but very few have learned to master vibration. We all carry within our physical bodies, our mental processes, and our spiritual essence an immense reservoir of vital energy. However, this energy doesn't organize itself automatically. It requires a vibrational command to align properly and manifest coherently with our deepest desires and intentions. Vibration serves as that command. The specific way you think, feel, and believe generates distinct vibrational patterns. Each pattern oscillates at its own unique frequency, and this frequency, though invisible to physical senses, determines with precision the quality of your relationships, your health, your prosperity, and your inner peace. Without conscious awareness, many people live completely at the mercy of whatever vibrations they unconsciously absorb from their surrounding environment. They react to problems like leaves caught in a windstorm, allowing temporary emotions and external circumstances to mold their most intimate frequencies. They vibrate fear, anger, doubt, and scarcity, then wonder why their world feels heavy and restrictive. But Thoth's wisdom whispers across the centuries. Vibration isn't something that simply happens to you. It's something you consciously choose with every breath you take. This is where the genuine vibrational alchemist separates from those who live on automatic pilot. The alchemist understands that reality isn't an unbreakable wall of fixed circumstances. It's a dynamic weaving of malleable energies that continuously respond to the subtle emissions of your consciousness. Envision your entire body as an exquisitely crafted musical instrument, a sensitive device capable of generating invisible sounds that travel across dimensions and realms beyond physical perception. Every thought you consciously maintain is like a specific note played on this instrument. Every emotion you experience creates a melody that echoes far beyond what your ordinary senses can detect or measure. When you think thoughts of sadness, you play melancholy chords that resonate through your entire being. When you think thoughts of hope and possibility, you begin vibrating songs of light that illuminate not just your inner world, but the space around you. Vibration functions as the silent language that communicates to the universe exactly who you are, even when you speak no words aloud. This is precisely why understanding the fundamental difference between energy and vibration becomes so transformative for conscious living. Energy represents the raw material that everyone receives at birth, your basic life force. Vibration represents the art of consciously sculpting that raw material into the reality you desire to experience. You're not here to be a random piece moved around on an impersonal game board. You're here to become the conscious creator of your own frequency, to stop merely existing and start vibrating so authentically, so powerfully, so aligned with your true nature, that the universe itself adjusts its currents to flow in your favor. At this very moment, by understanding that energy is potential while vibration is conscious choice, you begin to remember a power you never actually lost. You simply forgot how to access it. Once you remember this power, life stops being a series of random events happening to you and transforms into a masterpiece that you sculpt consciously, day by day, vibration by vibration. For thousands of years, ancient masters across different cultures proclaimed that everything vibrates, that nothing in existence remains completely still, that visible reality represents only the most superficial layer of an infinite ocean of subtle movements and interactions. Many dismiss these teachings as faith, philosophy, or mystical speculation. But today, modern science itself, by looking deeply into the fundamental nature of matter, has arrived at the same doorway that ancient sages crossed millennia ago. When quantum physicists decided to investigate the ultimate building blocks of physical reality, they discovered a world that completely defies common logic and everyday assumptions about how things work. The particles that compose everything we see, touch, and assume is solid demonstrated behavior so extraordinary that it continues to challenge our most basic understanding of existence itself. The famous double-slit experiment, considered one of the most significant discoveries in quantum physics, revealed a secret so profound that it still puzzles scientists today. When electrons were directed toward a barrier containing two small openings, something remarkable occurred. If no conscious observer was present during the experiment, the electrons behaved like waves, somehow passing through both slits simultaneously and creating an interference pattern, like ripples on water intersecting and creating complex designs. But when someone chose to observe the experiment directly, everything changed. The mere presence of conscious observation altered the electrons' behavior completely. They stopped acting like waves and began behaving like individual particles, passing through only one slit at a time, as if they somehow knew they were being watched. This simple change revealed something the ancients understood intuitively. The observer directly influences what is being observed. Consciousness, the act of perceiving, literally shapes the behavior of matter at its most fundamental level. This means that reality isn't a fixed theater with unchanging scenery where you're merely a passive spectator. Reality is alive, responsive, and continuously reacting to your vibrational presence. What you feel, what you believe, what you vibrate literally changes how the universe organizes itself around your experience. The vibration you maintain doesn't just shape your personal perception. It influences the actual structure of what you experience as reality. It's as if the universe functions like a blank canvas, and each of your emotions, thoughts, and frequencies represents an invisible brush that continuously paints the outline of your personal world. This revelation, which we now find documented in scientific laboratories and mathematical equations, is identical to what Thoth taught in ancient times. Science is simply beginning to decode in technical language what ancient wisdom always understood through vibrational awareness. Nothing remains motionless, not the most solid rock, not the calmest sky. Everything pulses, vibrates, and breathes. Every atom, every star, every fiber of your physical body exists in eternal motion, touching and being touched by the invisible symphony of existence. If every atom vibrates, if every particle dances in response to conscious observation, then a crucial question naturally arises. What within us generates this vibration that's capable of shaping the invisible? Where does the command originate that organizes pure energy into the forms we recognize as life experience? The answer reaches back to Thoth's most fundamental teachings, written in starlight and whispered in the oldest temples across the earth. The all is mind. This isn't poetic metaphor or abstract philosophy, it's a practical key, simple yet profound. All reality, everything that exists before becoming matter or vibration, is consciousness in motion. Your mind isn't simply an instrument for interpreting the world around you. Your mind is the invisible source that projects outward the vibration that shapes your reality. Creation doesn't begin outside of you in some distant realm. It starts with the silent thought that sprouts within your consciousness. Imagine a vast, fertile field prepared to receive seeds. Every thought you consciously nurture becomes an invisible seed cast into this vibrational soil. Every emotion you experience functions like water that nourishes the seed, either strengthening it or weakening it depending on the quality of that emotion. Finally, the vibration you emit becomes the fruit that grows, the visible result of what began as a silent movement in the garden of your mind. Thought is the seed, emotion is the water, vibration is the fruit. This sequence cannot be broken or rearranged. You cannot harvest fruits of peace if your habitual seeds are fear-based thoughts. You cannot reap fruits of abundance if you consistently plant seeds of scarcity and limitation. The universal field responds with absolute faithfulness to the quality of seeds and the strength of emotional water you provide each day. The mind, this invisible space where thoughts are born, serves as the primary workshop where reality gets sculpted before it manifests in physical form. When you think, you automatically vibrate. When you vibrate, you create energetic fields around yourself, like ripples expanding across the surface of a calm lake. These fields don't simply disappear into empty space, they interact with other fields, merge with other vibrations, and gradually organize the experiences, people, and situations that enter your life. Everything begins where no external eye can see. Everything starts within the sacred chamber of your consciousness. You can examine your external world today and recognize it as a mirror. Every encounter, every challenge, every opportunity, every apparent coincidence reflects back the vibrational garden you've been quietly cultivating in your mind and heart. Understanding that thoughts generate vibrational fields means understanding that you've never been merely a powerless piece on an impersonal board game. You've always been a gardener, a sculptor, a painter, and a musician, even when unconscious of the instrument you carry in your hands. This is why every idea you consciously feed possesses real power. Every feeling you deliberately extend creates tangible consequences. The mind is the source, the birthplace from which emerges the vibration that weaves the fabric of your destiny. And here's the empowering truth: no thought becomes permanently fixed in stone. At any moment, in any second, you can choose a new seed, water it with new emotions, and completely change the invisible melody you broadcast to the universe. If the mind serves as the invisible workshop and thought functions as the seed that creates vibrational fields, then what you experience in your external world becomes simply the echo of what already vibrates within your inner realm. Here another ancient principle reveals itself, one so elegantly simple that many people pass by it without recognizing the profound depth it contains. As above, so below. As within, so without. As the hidden, so the revealed. This is the law of correspondence, a truth as ancient as time itself and as alive as every heartbeat pulsing within you right now. External reality isn't some separate entity that randomly happens to you. It functions as a sensitive mirror of your internal vibrational field. It reflects back, without judgment, without personal preferences, without censorship, exactly what you emit in the silence of your thoughts and the intensity of your most consistent emotions. It's not superficial desire or wishful thinking that moves the gears of universal manifestation. It's the genuine vibration you maintain deep within your being, often below the threshold of conscious awareness. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are at the most fundamental level of your vibrational identity. Picture the universe as an enormous, perfectly still lake. Every thought, every emotion, every belief you hold represents a stone thrown onto the surface of that water. The ripples that form spread outward, touching everything in their path, and eventually return to you in the form of experiences, encounters, and situations that match the vibrational quality of what you originally sent out. If you consistently throw stones of fear into this cosmic lake, the returning ripples will bring you more experiences that justify and amplify fear. If you throw stones of love, gratitude, and inner strength, the ripples return carrying experiences that nourish and expand those same qualities. This dynamic operates so subtly and continuously that most people remain completely unaware of how actively they participate in creating their own reality through the vibrational choices they make moment by moment. The world isn't indifferent to your vibrations. It's literally shaped, molded, and stitched together by the invisible threads that emerge from what you genuinely feel and believe at the deepest levels. Let me share an ancient story that illustrates this principle perfectly. Long ago, in a village nestled among silent mountains, there lived an elder renowned for his wisdom. People said he could read souls simply by gazing into someone's eyes. One day, a young man tormented by persistent fear and bad luck sought out this wise teacher. He felt cursed by misfortune and darkness, desperately wanting to understand how to change his life's direction. The elder led him to an enormous mirror made of crystal-clear mountain water at the peak of the highest summit. He instructed the young man to shout words of fear across the calm surface of this natural mirror. When the young man shouted his fears, the words echoed back powerfully, and the waters began churning violently, creating chaos and turbulence. Then the elder asked him to speak words of gratitude and love across the same surface. When the young man complied, the water immediately calmed, reflecting a golden glow under the evening sky. The elder spoke softly, almost like sharing a secret meant only for ancient souls. Notice how the water simply responds to the vibration of your voice. That's exactly how life works. It only returns the music you choose to play. In that moment, the young man understood that his struggle wasn't against the external world. His real work was learning to harmonize the music vibrating within his own being. The same principle applies to your life experience. What vibrates inside you functions like the fundamental note that echoes out to the universe. If that note resonates harmoniously, the world responds with harmony. If it carries discord, the world reflects discord back to you, not as punishment or judgment, but because reality operates as a living mirror of what pulses within your soul. This is the soul's resonance, the invisible dance that connects what you feel internally to what you experience externally. The deeper you align yourself with the frequency of what you desire to become, the more the universe quietly begins rewriting the landscape around you, creating pathways that once seemed impossible and opening doors you didn't even know existed. Because ultimately, life doesn't give you what you ask for with words. It gives you the perfect reflection of what you vibrate with your entire being. If life responds directly to the vibration pulsing within you, then another fascinating question emerges on the horizon of consciousness. How exactly does this invisible vibration organize itself into the forms we see, touch, and experience? How does pure energy restructure itself into complex patterns so perfectly aligned with our internal states? To understand this process, you need to explore something that few people know about, but which contains one of the universe's oldest secrets: Cymatics. Cymatics represents the study of visible sound, a field of knowledge where what begins as pure vibration becomes visible form before our very eyes. In controlled experiments, researchers place fine particles like sand or powder on a metal plate. When specific sound frequencies pass through the plate, something extraordinary occurs. The particles begin moving together, organizing themselves into geometric patterns of such precise beauty that they appear to have been designed by an invisible intelligence. The higher the sound frequency, the more intricate and refined the patterns that emerge. What was once simply a handful of disconnected grains transforms into a living mandala, a sacred signature created purely through the action of sound upon matter. This revelation changes everything we thought we knew about creation. It proves through direct observation that sound and vibration don't just influence matter, they organize it, give it structure, and literally draw the invisible into visible form. When you observe a flower's perfect symmetry, a seashell's spiral design, a galaxy's magnificent arms, or the precise architecture of cells in your body, you're witnessing the signature of vibration imprinted throughout creation. The ancients understood this principle long before modern science developed instruments to measure these phenomena. The temples that still defy understanding today, the pyramids rising like silent guardians in the desert, the mandalas carefully constructed during sacred ceremonies, weren't created randomly or without purpose. They represent conscious expressions of vibrational language. Every stone placed in its exact position, every line drawn with specific intention, every angle and proportion carefully measured to replicate the harmony patterns found throughout the universe. This wasn't merely architecture, it was vibrational alchemy in stone form. These ancient structures, when properly harmonized with specific frequencies, functioned as bridges between different dimensions of reality, bridges connecting the density of matter with the lightness of spirit. When you step inside an authentic sacred temple, even without intellectually understanding the principles involved, your body instinctively recognizes something profound. Your cells remember, your vibrational field automatically adjusts, because you're entering a space where matter has been consciously aligned with the secret music of universal harmony. Vibration shapes, vibration organizes, vibration creates. When you truly comprehend this principle, you realize that your own life represents a vibrational construction project constantly in progress. Every word you speak, every feeling you extend, every thought you consciously maintain functions like a sound frequency launched upon the invisible plate of universal responsiveness, drawing patterns, creating forms, and architecting realities that will eventually become visible in your physical experience. Just as sand particles dance and organize themselves under the command of sound, the matter of your life moves in direct response to the silent music you emit every moment of every day. Vibration isn't just a force, it's a living language that continuously writes stories into the fabric of reality itself. And your story is being written right now, frequency by frequency, choice by choice. If vibration organizes matter and creates forms, and if your thoughts and feelings function as invisible sounds shaping the blueprint of reality, then it becomes crucial to understand that you carry within yourself an instrument of creation far more powerful than most people ever realize. Your physical body is that instrument. Every emotion you experience vibrates like a living note resonating through the subtle structure of your entire existence. Joy creates high, crystalline tones that dance like wind moving through leaves at dawn. Deep sadness generates lower, heavier frequencies that echo like distant thunder rolling through an empty valley. Fear, that ancient companion of human experience, vibrates in dense, constricted frequencies that literally shrink your energetic field, closing invisible doorways that were previously open to new possibilities. Love, in contrast, expands and illuminates, causing your entire field to vibrate in symphonic frequencies that naturally harmonize with the universe's own wavelength. Every emotion represents a living frequency, a wave that not only circulates within your personal space, but radiates beyond your physical body, touching and influencing everything it encounters along its path. When you feel a genuine emotion, it vibrates in every cell, in every atom that forms your being. It's not something confined to your mind or localized in your heart. It becomes a silent orchestra where every part of your body participates, where every breath becomes an act of creation, where every heartbeat becomes a drum calling specific realities closer to your experience. This is why caring for your emotions transcends simple self-care or the pursuit of temporary well-being. Tending to your emotions is actually the process of tuning the instrument of your soul. A violin that's out of tune might still produce sound, but it will never create melodies that inspire and uplift. Similarly, a consciousness burdened with distorted emotions emits misaligned vibrations that confuse, delay, and cloud the manifestation of what you genuinely desire to experience. When you dedicate yourself to harmonizing your emotional landscape, you're essentially cleaning and tuning the strings of your internal instrument, allowing the music of your life to sound clear, authentic, and powerful. Visualize your energetic field as a golden harp, invisible yet real, stretched out around your physical form. Every emotion you consciously experience makes specific notes vibrate, sending frequencies through invisible dimensions and connecting you to compatible fields of reality throughout the universe. Persistent anger detunes that harp, making it difficult to create beautiful music. Old guilt tightens the strings until they can barely vibrate. Fear dries out the resonance, creating flat, lifeless tones. But gratitude, forgiveness, joy, and compassion, these emotions tune each string of your energetic harp until it becomes a perfect extension of the cosmic symphony itself. This is why ancient masters from all traditions consistently taught that the first work of any serious seeker isn't to change the external world. It's to learn to listen to their own inner music with complete honesty, and more importantly, to learn how to tune that music until it resonates in perfect harmony. If every emotion vibrates like a living note in the instrument of your being, then you must recognize that your body contains much more than just flesh, bone, and blood. It houses a sophisticated antenna system designed to transmit and receive energy continuously. Every cell vibrates with its own unique frequency. Every organ contributes distinct tones to the invisible orchestra that constantly interacts with subtle fields surrounding you. Among these remarkable structures, there exist special energy centers that ancient wisdom traditions called chakras, energetic vortexes functioning like portals for vibrational transmission and reception. These centers capture subtle frequencies from your environment, process this energetic information, and redistribute this flow throughout your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual systems. Your breathing, so simple and often forgotten in the rush of daily activities, actually serves as a powerful tool for vibrational calibration. Each conscious inhale opens you to receive new frequencies from the field around you. Each intentional exhale provides an opportunity to release old energies that no longer serve the new design your soul wants to create. At the center of your brain lies a small but invaluable structure, often ignored by conventional understanding: the pineal gland. Ancient texts referred to this tiny organ as the eye of the soul. The pineal functions as your secret key to perceiving invisible worlds and dimensions beyond ordinary sensory awareness. It captures frequencies that normal senses cannot detect. Through this remarkable gland, intuitions arrive, dreams reveal hidden truths, and consciousness expands beyond the apparent limitations of dense matter. But perhaps most significantly, modern science has discovered something that validates ancient teachings about the heart's central role in creation. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field that's 5,000 times stronger than your brain's electromagnetic output. This means that in terms of actual energetic influence and creative power, what you feel in your heart carries far more ability to shape your reality than what simply passes through your rational mind. Your heart isn't just a muscle pumping blood to sustain physical life. It constantly emits vibrational waves that extend far beyond the boundaries of your body, directly touching the quantum field that connects all things throughout existence. These waves aren't theoretical concepts or mystical poetry. They're measurable, real, and more importantly, they carry specific information about your internal vibrational state. Every heartbeat, modulated by the emotions you choose to feel, communicates to the universe the authentic condition of your inner vibration. This is why thinking positive thoughts while feeling disconnected from your heart is like trying to sail a boat without wind. Words and thoughts can establish direction, but genuine feeling provides the power that moves the vessel forward. Without authentic feeling born in the heart, intention loses its strength. Vibration cannot sustain itself, and conscious creation gets stuck in potential rather than flowing into manifestation. Feeling is the secret ingredient that transforms possibility into reality. When emotions like love, gratitude, genuine joy, or deep compassion are cultivated consciously in the heart, they create what's called a toroidal field around your body, a continuous, donut-shaped energy pattern that extends outward for several meters beyond your skin. This field touches everything in its vicinity, crosses through physical barriers, and connects you directly to the vast vibrational fabric that underlies all of existence. The toroidal field generated by your heart functions like a personal sun that every human being carries within their chest. It radiates energy, receives information, and continuously regenerates itself based on the frequency you choose to maintain moment by moment. If your heart vibrates in fear, the field contracts, limiting your ability to receive new possibilities. If it vibrates in love, the field expands exponentially, creating a luminous signature that attracts experiences, people, and opportunities naturally aligned with the music you're playing in the invisible realm. Nothing possesses more creative power than achieving vibrational coherence between mind, emotion, and heart. When you think something positive, genuinely feel it resonating in your heart, and take action in harmony with that vibration. Your electromagnetic field becomes an irresistible current in the energetic ocean of existence. It's not isolated thought that creates lasting change. It's thought aligned with authentic feeling that literally shapes the matter of your experience. When your heart awakens to its creative power, when vibration becomes conscious rather than automatic, a natural need arises to understand the secret language that bridges the invisible realm of intention with the visible world of manifestation. This language isn't composed of complex codes or symbols hidden in ancient scrolls. It's spoken every single day by all of us, often without recognizing the profound power we're wielding. The language of creation is made of sounds, words, and frequencies. Every word you speak contains within it a concentrated vibration that's much more than articulated sound. Each word represents a living force, a frequency that travels through space and literally impregnates the energetic field surrounding you. When you speak words of love, hope, or gratitude, those frequencies expand like luminous ripples across a silent lake, carrying creative potential into the environment around you. When you speak words of anger, judgment, criticism, or despair, you project dense waves that weigh heavily, not only on your surroundings, but on your own vibrational structure, creating resistance and limitation. This is why mantras, affirmations, and prayers represent much more than religious rituals or cultural practices. They're vibrational technologies, ancient keys specifically designed to modulate the frequency of mind, body, and subtle energy fields. Repeating a mantra isn't simply saying words. It's consciously vibrating an intention, drawing with sound invisible patterns that gradually restructure consciousness itself. The spoken word functions as a bridge between dimensions. It connects the plane of silent intention to the plane of visible manifestation. This is why ancient cultures across the world revered the power of sound with such respect and care. They understood that creating a harmonious reality begins with harmonizing the words that flow from your mouth and the intentions that flow from your heart. Every sound chanted with conscious awareness is like a vibrational seed planted in the fertile soil of the universe. Through the power of the word, you give tangible form to intentions born in the heart, and understanding this principle completely changes how you speak, how you pray, how you sing, and how you whisper your deepest truths to the fabric of cosmic creation. But knowing this, it's still natural for us to carry dense vibrations during certain periods of life. Heavy emotions that accumulate quietly in the body and soul, like sediment settling at the bottom of a lake. This is precisely where the great inner alchemy begins its work. Everything that feels dense, stuck, or limiting can be transmuted through conscious practice. No difficult emotion is permanent. No state of being represents a final destination. Vibration is movement by its very nature, and movement can be guided through awareness and intention. To begin this sacred work of transmutation, there are practical techniques that ancient masters developed and refined over centuries. Positive emotional anchoring. Close your eyes and bring to vivid memory a moment in your life when you felt deeply peaceful, completely loved, or genuinely strong. Instead of viewing this memory as a distant image, relive it as if it's happening right now. Feel it in your body, in your cells, in the core of your heart. That feeling becomes a vibrational anchor, a frequency you can access whenever you choose. Every time you consciously return to that memory with full emotional engagement, you shift the frequency of your entire field from whatever density you were carrying back to that state of clarity and power. Conscious breathwork, breathing deeply and slowly, transcends simple physical action. It becomes a vibrational practice. Every conscious breath cleanses, recalibrates, and reorganizes the energetic patterns flowing through your body. Some ancient traditions teach that 3 conscious breaths can completely transform a person's vibrational state. This isn't exaggeration, it's practical technology based on understanding how breath moves energy through your system. High-frequency visualization. Use your imagination consciously to see yourself surrounded by golden light. Visualize this light entering your body through the top of your head and filling every cell until your entire being vibrates in perfect harmony. See your energetic field expanding, touching the horizon, connecting with cosmic frequencies. The universe responds directly to the internal images you hold with genuine emotion and sustained attention. Heart-mind-body alignment. When you care for your physical body with love rather than criticism, when you cultivate thoughts aligned with what you wish to create rather than what you fear, and when you genuinely feel these intentions resonating in your heart rather than just thinking about them intellectually, you create a beam of coherent light so powerful that dense vibration simply finds no place to remain. This represents the true art of vibrational transmutation. It's not about fighting difficult emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's about recognizing that you possess within yourself the natural ability to transform any shadow into light, any weight into lightness, any disorder into harmonious music. The authentic alchemist isn't someone who runs away from density or difficulty. It's someone who learns to dance consciously with these energies until they dissolve naturally, turning lead into gold within their own being. That dance begins now, in the subtlety of what you choose to feel, breathe, remember, and vibrate moment by moment. When you begin implementing these transmutation practices, raising your vibration through conscious breathing and visualization, something remarkable starts happening. You feel the difference in the air around you, in the situations that arise naturally, in the way life seems to respond more fluidly and harmoniously to your presence. But then, sometimes without warning, you notice something feels off balance. It's as if you've fallen back into old patterns, as if that elevated vibration you worked to achieve has quietly slipped through your fingers like water. This experience is completely natural at the beginning stages of vibrational awareness. Learning to maintain consistent high frequency is like exercising a muscle that's been asleep for years. It needs to be strengthened, trained, and cared for with gentleness and persistence. Vibrating at an elevated frequency one day and finding yourself caught in emotional chaos, the next isn't a sign of failure or inadequacy. It's simply part of the internal recalibration process, an invitation to mature your vibrational mastery through patient practice rather than expecting immediate perfection. The key to lasting transformation lies in vibrational persistence. Solid frequencies, the kind that remain stable despite external circumstances and temporary challenges, don't emerge from a single moment of inspiration or one powerful meditation. They're built through daily practice, like someone patiently cultivating a garden that needs fresh care every single day. Vibrational persistence isn't rigidity or forcing yourself to maintain artificial positivity all the time. It's choosing with love and patience to return to your center every time you notice you've drifted away from it. It's learning to listen carefully to your own energetic field, feeling when the harp of your soul goes out of tune, and gently adjusting it back to harmony without self-judgment or criticism. Think of it like playing a sacred drum. What matters isn't never missing a beat, What matters is that when you notice you've lost the rhythm, you find it again and continue moving forward with renewed attention. Every conscious breath, every realigned thought, every healed emotion represents a new note added to the music of your existence. Over time, what initially required constant effort and attention gradually becomes a natural state of being. You begin vibrating love, gratitude, and inner strength, not because you're forcing these feelings, but because you've actually become the music you learn to play with consistency and care. To maintain that new frequency and keep it strong and stable, you must also develop awareness of the subtle forces that, if left unrecognized, slowly drain the energy you work so diligently to build and maintain. Daily distractions, the constant notifications, excessive information consumption, and purposeless mental noise are like small cuts in the fabric of your vibrational field. Every unnecessary notification, every moment of excessive exposure to chaotic information, every instance when you lose yourself in external noise represents a small leak of vital energy. Complaints, though socially common and often accepted as normal conversation, are actually much more dangerous to your vibration than most people realize. Every complaint, even silent internal ones, functions as a vibrational statement declaring that something is fundamentally wrong with your current experience. That declaration reinforces and amplifies exactly what you don't want to expand in your life. Judgments, whether obvious or subtle, also tear holes in the fabric of your energetic field. The act of judging creates vibrational separation, and separation disrupts the music of unity you're working to sustain within yourself. Negative media consumption, constantly flooding your consciousness with fear, conflict, and despair through news and entertainment, acts like slow poison, gradually lowering your field's natural frequency until you feel small and powerless in the face of life's challenges. Protecting your vibrational field doesn't mean isolating yourself from the world or closing your eyes to reality. It's not about pretending difficult things don't happen or avoiding all challenging conversations. It's about learning to choose wisely what you allow into your sacred energetic space. It's developing the discernment to know when to disconnect from the overflow of stimuli. It's recognizing when certain conversations or environments are actively draining your light. It's giving yourself complete permission to protect your energy, like you would guard a delicate flame in the middle of a storm. Your vibration represents your greatest treasure. Your energetic field is the invisible bridge connecting who you are now with what you're capable of experiencing in the future. With every choice you make, consciously or unconsciously, you're either strengthening that bridge or allowing it to weaken through neglect or unconscious exposure to vibrational toxicity. Now that you understand this principle, you begin to realize that the art of sustaining high vibration isn't just about what you consciously do to raise your frequency. It's equally about what you learn not to allow into your most sacred space. The energy you successfully maintain becomes the seed of the reality you're continuously planting. By protecting your energy and consciously choosing what you allow yourself to vibrate with and connect to, something even more subtle and profound begins to happen. You start to hear what was once just a distant whisper, the great cosmic symphony itself. The universe isn't a random stage where events happen by pure chance or coincidence. It's a living orchestra conducted by invisible cycles, flows of energy, cosmic movements, and natural rhythms that have been playing an eternal symphony since the beginning of time itself. There's a continuous dance happening between the stars, between ocean tides, between seasonal changes, between the rising and setting of the sun. That cosmic dance isn't separate from your personal experience. It pulses within your blood, resonates in the rhythm of your heartbeat, and moves with the natural cadence of your breathing. Learning to harmonize with universal vibration means developing the sensitivity to listen to that greater music. It's recognizing that there are natural times for planting new intentions and times for harvesting the results of previous efforts. There are moments that call for forward movement and moments that invite rest and reflection. There are periods for speaking your truth and periods for listening in receptive silence. Nature understands this dance intuitively. Trees don't attempt to bloom in winter's depth. Rivers don't fight against the stones in their path. They simply flow around obstacles until they reach the ocean. The same principle applies to conscious living. When you respect natural flows and timing, when you take action at the right moment in alignment with greater rhythms, everything seems to flow with remarkable ease. Doors open effortlessly, answers arrive before you even formulate the questions, and synchronicities appear with increasing frequency. But when you fight against these natural flows, trying to force results during a period meant for rest, or attempting to impose your personal will during a time that calls for patience and receptivity, you experience weight, frustration, and resistance. Tuning into the cosmic dance represents an act of wisdom and humility. It's understanding that your personal vibration doesn't need to carve a forced path through the universe using willpower alone. Instead, it needs to harmonize with the path already being woven by the great rhythm of existence itself. When your individual vibration learns to dance with the whole, the universe begins dancing with you in return. It's in this profound state of alignment that the true keys of vibrational mastery begin revealing their deepest power and practical application. The first key that Thoth encoded into his teachings is fire. Not physical flame, but the sacred fire of conscious will that burns silently within every human being. This fire represents the divine spark of intention, the unwavering force that drives your being to continue evolving even through the most challenging circumstances. Fire is the creative impulse itself, the authentic desire to live with purpose, to be more than a passive observer of life, to become a conscious co-creator of your own experience. Without this sacred fire burning clearly within you, there can be no sustained movement toward your highest potential. Without genuine will, vibration becomes fragile and scattered like leaves blown by every passing wind. Fire is what maintains intention until it successfully manifests in physical form. It's the difference between wishing something would change and knowing with absolute certainty that you possess the power to create that change. This isn't forced effort or aggressive pushing against life's natural flow. True sacred fire burns with quiet determination, like a candle flame that refuses to be extinguished regardless of external circumstances. Sacred fire transforms wishful thinking into actual creation. It provides the sustained energy necessary to maintain your vibrational frequency even when external conditions seem to challenge your progress. When this fire burns brightly within you, you discover an inner strength that doesn't depend on external validation or perfect circumstances. You find the courage to maintain your highest vibration even when others around you are vibrating at lower frequencies. The sacred fire of will is what separates those who dream about transformation from those who actually experience it. It's the inner flame that says yes to your highest potential and maintains that commitment through every phase of your evolution. The second key embedded in Thoth's ancient wisdom is love, but not the conditional romantic love that human culture often confuses with genuine spiritual love. This is pure love born from recognizing that everything exists within the same unified field of consciousness. It's the love that emerges when you truly understand that separation is an illusion and that all of existence participates in the same cosmic dance. Love at this level represents the highest frequency you can achieve as a human being. When your heart vibrates with pure love, your energetic field expands with such power that everything around you naturally reorganizes to reflect that elevated state. Pure love isn't just a beautiful feeling, it's the vibrational language of the universe itself. It's the frequency that dissolves resistance, heals separation, and creates harmony between your personal will and cosmic intelligence. Love serves as the great unifier. While fear creates contraction and separation, love generates expansion and connection. When you vibrate genuine love, you're aligning with the fundamental frequency that created and sustains all of existence. This doesn't mean becoming passive or losing your personal boundaries. True love actually strengthens your individual identity by connecting you to something infinitely larger than your small personal concerns. When love becomes your dominant frequency, you stop experiencing the world as a collection of separate objects competing for limited resources. Instead, you begin recognizing the interconnected web of consciousness that links all things in collaborative creation. Love dissolves the illusion of separation that creates resistance in manifestation. It's the force that harmonizes all other frequencies within your being, making you a clear channel for cosmic creativity to flow through your personal experience. The third key that completes Thoth's vibrational formula is the word, but not ordinary speech or casual conversation. This represents conscious sound, words spoken with complete awareness of their creative power, with full recognition that every syllable carries the potential to reshape reality at its foundation. When the sacred fire of will and the pure frequency of love merge through conscious expression, you're speaking the same creative language that the universe used to bring worlds into existence. The living word is intention made audible. It's the bridge that transforms invisible thought and feeling into vibrational commands that the quantum field recognizes and responds to with precision. Every word becomes a conscious decree when spoken from this level of awareness. Every sound becomes an act of creation rather than mere communication. This is why ancient texts across cultures speak of creation through divine word. They're describing the same principle you're learning to access. You're not just learning about an abstract concept. You're discovering how to wield the creative force that shapes reality at its most fundamental level. When you speak the living word, you're not hoping the universe will hear your request. You're issuing a vibrational command from the same creative authority that moves stars and orchestrates the dance of galaxies. The power of the living word emerges naturally when your sacred fire burns bright and your heart vibrates pure love. In that state of coherence, every word you speak carries the full weight of cosmic creative force. These three keys, fire, love, and word, were never meant to be used separately. They function as a unified trinity, each one enhancing and amplifying the power of the others. Will without love becomes mere force, often creating resistance rather than harmony. Love without will becomes passive wishing that lacks the power to manifest. Both will and love without conscious expression remain locked in potential, unable to bridge into visible creation. But when you master all three simultaneously, when your sacred fire burns with steady determination, your heart vibrates pure love, and your words carry conscious creative intent, you're no longer just learning about vibration. You are vibration in its most conscious and powerful form. The universe recognizes this frequency immediately and responds by reorganizing reality around your conscious intentions. This isn't magic or wishful thinking. It's the natural result of aligning with the fundamental creative forces that govern all existence. You become both the instrument and the musician, the harp and the player, the dance and the dancer. Vibration is no longer something you try to achieve or maintain. It becomes the natural expression of who you are at the deepest level. The universe quietly recognizes your vibrational signature and begins responding to your presence with increasing synchronicity, ease, and creative manifestation. You now possess the knowledge that transforms ordinary existence into conscious creation. But ancient wisdom teaches us that knowledge becomes power only through consistent application and embodied practice. Your vibrational mastery begins with your very next breath, your next thought, your next spoken word. The mysteries that Thoth encoded into his teachings aren't locked away in forgotten tombs or available only to special initiates. They're pulsing within you right now, in this moment, waiting patiently to be remembered and consciously activated. Thoth's greatest gift to humanity isn't just information or techniques. It's the restoration of your birthright as a conscious creator, the awakening of your natural ability to shape reality through vibrational mastery. The question has never been whether you possess this power. You do, and you always have. The only question is, what will you choose to create with it? Every moment offers you the opportunity to practice these principles. Every breath allows you to realign with your highest frequency. Every word gives you the chance to speak creation into being. You're not just learning about vibration, you're awakening to the vibrational master you've always been, waiting beneath the surface of ordinary consciousness for this moment of recognition and activation. The universe has been waiting for you to remember who you truly are. Now you know.